By default, Excel automatically provides you with one worksheet when a new workbook is created. As you work with Excel, you can likely find that you need to insert additional worksheets. Conversely, sometimes you need to delete ones you no longer use. In Excel, to add additional worksheets to your workbook, you click the plus icon here, and that will add the additional sheets for you. To delete worksheets within your Excel workbook, right-click on the worksheet name and choose Delete. To rename worksheets within Excel, right-click on the worksheet name and write the name you want to rename the worksheet. And press Enter. In Microsoft Excel 2013, you can also change the color of the worksheet tab if you want to. If I right click on this worksheet, I go to tab color, I have a number of different colors I can choose. Let's make it red. If I were to add a sheet, you would see that the tab is fully red. In Microsoft Excel, you have the capability to move sheets between workbooks. For instance, let me open up this workbook. In this workbook, I have a sheet here. I'm going to rename this sheet, call it Budget. Now, I want to move this Budget Worksheet into another workbook. The workbook is this one. I want to put it at the end of this workbook, at the end of these different sheets in this particular workbook. So I'm going to go back to this workbook. I'm going to right click on the sheet name that I want moved over to the other workbook. I'm going to go to Move or Copy. Once I click that, this little window comes up. This window gives me the option to select the worksheet I want to move. Once it's selected, I can go up here and choose the workbook I want to send it to. I can put it to the end of the other worksheets. I'm going to move to the end. Also down here, this option gives me the choice to make copy of the worksheet and place the copy at the end of the other workbook, or just simply, if I don't check this, this will simply just move the worksheet to the other workbook. For the sake of this presentation, I'm going to choose to not check this and just move this worksheet called Budget to the other workbook. And then we'll see the other way how me checking this would work with a copy version. Okay, so once I did that, it moves it to the other workbook and then open up the other workbook for me. So now here it is. Here's the Budget Worksheet placed at the end of the other worksheets within this East North Central FT Workers workbook. Now if I go back to the other workbook, that worksheet should not be there, and it's gone. It's not there anymore. Okay, so let me go back to the other worksheet, and I'm going to put it back to where it was. And to do that, again, I'll right click on it, move or copy. Okay, I select it, it's budget. I choose the workbook I want it to go to, and then let's put it to the front before sheet 2. So it's gonna be before sheet 2. So I click, and then boom, it puts it back. Okay, now if I right click and choose move or copy, and this time I'm gonna place a check in the create a copy box. If I choose that, and then now if I choose the other workbook, I choose move to the end, it creates a copy of that worksheet for me. Now if I go back to the original workbook, you should see it there. It did not move it, it just copied it. Okay? And that's how that works. In Microsoft Excel, if you're working on a particular workbook, you may want to protect that particular workbook from other people accessing it. And you may want to put a password on that particular workbook. And to password protect a workbook, for instance, we want to password protect this workbook. To do that, you go to File, and once you do that, you come to the Backstage view. You click on Protect Workbook, and you click this button, Protect Workbook. Once you do that, a number of options come up. You click on Encrypt with Password. And after you click Encrypt with Password, this box comes up, and then you enter a password. And then you click OK, and then you re-enter the password again, and then you hit OK. And now the workbook is protected. Okay. Now if I were to close out the workbook, save it, and let's try to open it. Open. It asks me for the password. I have to enter the password for the workbook to open, so it worked. So now I enter the password, and I click OK. And now the workbook opens.